Hello, this is a video response to the Only Begotten Son video made by ProveYourFaith. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it. First off, Luke 1:35 does not harm the Trinity at all. Mary being told who she's giving birth to. You seem to think that, I guess, that Mary being told us that once the child is born, from that point, that's the Son of God onward. And that's not what that says at all. She's just being informed of who it is she's going to give birth to. So that doesn't do anything to the Trinity. I think you're kind of getting confused on the doctrine of the Trinity. A good way to understand it is there's the economic Trinity and then there's the ontological Trinity. It's the same Trinity, but two different ways of looking at it. The ontological Trinity would be the nature of God, which is that of three persons. The economic Trinity is what role the three persons took on individually in the salvation plan for man. And God being Jesus being the Son of God, or the Son and there being the Father, have much more to do with the incarnation and the salvation plan for man than it does with God's nature or with the Trinity. While there are Christians who do believe that Jesus is eternally the Son and therefore the Father is eternally the Father, I'm not sure where in Scripture that they get the support for this. I think this idea goes back to the Nicene Creed, and I don't know where in Scripture you're going to get the support for this idea. It does say in the Bible that Jesus is eternal, but it does not say that he's eternally the Son. Him being the Son has to do with the incarnation. His being begotten has to do with the incarnation. It has much more to do with his humanity and the salvation plan for man than it does with the actual nature of God being a triune personhood. So now you're looking at John 1:14 is very interesting because you say that you can't put in there unique Son. I disagree. If you just go a couple verses down to John 1:18, there's only one way to translate that, which the version you're using doesn't do. The King James, by the way, doesn't do it either. I don't know if that's what you're using or not. But John 1:18 in the Greek, it clearly says, and only one way to translate it is that nobody knows the Father except the unique one who is himself God came to declare him. So who are we to understand that unique one to be? That would be Jesus. Who is Jesus? Jesus is the Son. So therefore the Son, who is the unique one, who is himself God, came to declare the Father. So monogenes, it means unique, one of a kind, only, and it also means only begotten. So you can use any variation you want. John 3:16 is worded in using these different definitions all the time, and it all kind of means the same thing and doesn't really change doctrine or harm the Trinity at all. Also, I don't know of anywhere in Scripture, so maybe I just don't remember, where it would show that Jesus is begotten in his divinity. It only says that he's begotten. And it can easily be understood that he's begotten in his humanity, not in his divinity, and his begottenness has to do with the incarnation and the salvation plan for man, rather than the Trinity and the nature of the Trinity. Now, at the end of your video, you make the claim that Jesus is the begotten of the Father because of the resurrection, and that's how he's begotten, and that's false. In Romans, it does say that he's declared to be the Son of God through the resurrection, but what that means is that based on the resurrection, because he was resurrected, he is vindicated, and his claims are true, that we can know that Jesus' self-understanding as being the unique Son of God and being the heir of God and being the Son of Man and his divine claims are true because of the resurrection. and that's all that means. His being the firstborn of the dead, or the firstborn of many brethren in the resurrection, all that means is that he's the first one who was resurrected. It does not mean that he was begotten of the Father because of the resurrection. You're trying to take two things and connect them together, and they really don't connect.